what he was talking. So if you mount, so put the hand in the collar, put the hand over here, like resist. Yeah, don't let me roll you. So. The closer, yeah. So the closer my head gets to your arm by me moving my feet, the more likely you are to collapse.
So you're walking your feet up?
I'm walking my feet up. So what he's saying is this. It was his Ryan Young, one of his black belts. But so I'm here like this. So I get my angle, I get my hip connection, and so this shoulder. What starts to happen is, see this shoulder, yeah, and your hand corrected where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Because you can start to feel me. So what I've been talking about before is this shoulder, this relationship between that shoulder and that thumb matters a lot. So ways I can accentuate that is I do this to you, and you begin to collapse, right, by me moving my head off center. You feel that?
Yeah.
You're already kind of going. But also what helps me is if I move my head up this plane as much as possible. So it's kind of like if I get closer to your elbow with my head, moving my hips up. So just resist, don't help me. Yeah, if I get my head closer, you begin to collapse.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's that Thornton thing, isn't it?
Sorry?
That's that Thornton thing. You know, did he do a video where you drew triangles on?
Yes.
Is that the same thing?
It's the triangles, but what I didn't realise was that there's another little triangle going on in it. So if you go down, move this way. Yeah. So you create the angle with your head. Yeah, nice. And then you're not moving your head physically towards me, but you're using your head as a barometer to of how far you've got to keep walking your heels up and your hips up. So as you go up, yeah.
What am I doing in my head?
Well, what you do is use your head as a barometer. So if I move my arm further away,
Yeah.
you are going to have to keep walking.
So I'm just feeling for your arm with my head.
There's two things that are forming this triangle. Well, it's an angle, right? You can't have an angle without it. Yeah, I don't think you can really have an angle without it being triangular.
Yeah.
Right? You can have a ball and you can have a triangle. Those are your two major shapes. Otherwise, you've just got two lines.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got one line, it's basically round. The minute it breaks that, you're almost always going to have an angle, right? If that circle breaks, if it goes into a straight line at some point, it's then not going to connect. It's not going to be a shape. So you could have potentially two lines and a circle, right? But basically, you're into triangles. So what I'm saying is as we're getting into the mountain, so yeah, so it is very much that picture. So what I'm saying is there's two things going on in this triangle, right? I've got to get that shoulder to that thumb, which is kind of what Matt was talking about. But these are two separate things, because if my head, I could try and take this up. If you go flatter and flatter on here, right? This becomes harder and harder for me to make that, touch.
Yeah.
Because you're taking it away. So what I'm kind of now concluding is that I also want to get my head up towards here as well. So the closer I get my head or your shoulder up on that, so I want to get up on that plane, right? So this is making you begin to collapse because your shoulder is coming here.
Yeah.
Now, as I start to move away, now you could maybe stay up here. Why? Because my head, if I go too far away from this, the distance between my head and your arm, you can try and keep yourself up by keeping your arm away from my head.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I can keep trying to change the angle. So when I keep trying to change the angle, what's then making this collapse is this to here.
Yeah.
But the challenge is you can keep moving your arm. So what I've got to try and do is balance. There's an optimal point, I think, where my head stays near your arm. Right? I'm trying to open this. I'm trying to keep my head to your arm and take your shoulder to your thumb.
Yeah.
And land on my thighs.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And we're just trying to feel around that. Where is that tipping point? So as slow as you can, as relaxed as you can, just find the point that makes it all collapse. Yeah. So you're going up and you're keeping your head, you keep your head there very near my arm.
Yeah. It almost feels counterintuitive to shorten the angle, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now look at the distance.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've either got to try and turn my shoulder under to make me roll. So that shoulder goes to there.
Yeah.
Or you've got to keep your head near my arm. And I can kind of try and play around. So you can open this up, but you open it up, but it's almost like you want to take your ear to my hand with your hip. There you go. And now my shoulder begins to turn down.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
But again. See your hips dropping a little bit. Bring your hip up towards that. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, makes sense.
So your hip is going in the direction. Your hip is really going in the direction of this, like inside this arm, and that's your angle.
It feels like I keep walking up to my ear to your arm.
Yeah. Just
keep walking up.
Yeah, you've just got to, like you say, you've just got to keep going up and up and up. That's really I think that's really the sort of essence of it. But there's definitely two things happening. I think that by you taking your head up to it, it makes that shoulder collapse. Because one of the other things, like Ryan talks about, is that the wider I go with this takes the shoulder to here.
Yeah.
But what it doesn't do is it then means my hips have got, I think, got to do more work.
Yeah.
Because I've got to get up.
Yeah.
And that's the challenge with it. There is a trade.
Yeah.
The further I go away, the more my hips come off line. It's not to say it doesn't work. Like if you're leaning all your weight over here already, this is where you see this commonly shown, right? You're keeping all your weight over there. So I can do this to you, which is that's using the elbow to elevate you, and you're keeping your weight over. Do you see what I mean? So I can do that to you if you keep that. You go over. So you see how you're connecting to this?
Yeah.
You're connecting to my frame on my elbow. So I now start moving under.
Yeah.
But I think that's actually quite a different thing.
I don't feel like I'm defending it. Whereas that's you're trying to stop them.
Yeah, but this is, unless people realise to line the head up, this actually feels like can feel like a bit of a nightmare. I have to get my head past your head. So if you don't let me put my head under you, you just keep taking your head that way. Right? I can do other things. I can start trying to escape here. But the more you keep your head over there, that becomes, now, because I've got to get my weight under.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? If I can cross the midline, I've got your point moving. But it just depends how much you resist. You keep turning.
Yeah.
I can't roll you that way. More time, so yeah, I think the real secret with this is this ear needs to be propelled by that hip to take you up, and then ultimately that shoulder, it collapses when that shoulder gets to that thumb. So I'm here, open up. You see how I start to struggle because you've got the arm away?
Yeah, yeah. Just have to keep going.
Yeah. And it takes the choke further away.
Yeah.
You're turning sideways. So look, you're losing your angle, you're going onto your tricep. So what you're trying to do is go over this.
Yeah.
Just come back a little bit. So you want to go over here. So your hip line needs to almost be driving inside the line of my little finger. So your pressure needs to come, if my hand's here, your pressure needs to come this side. So move your ear right into my, pinch your, my thumb, your ear, that, now go. And come up, yeah. When you're coming up as well, try not to come up to your shins. Come up to your, when you land here.
Okay.
You land with your belly. Because what starts to happen is when that collapses, when this bit collapses here, you start to lose force. This is the idea. And then you're just walking your heels up to your bottom.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're going to land on your thighs. Swing this leg, swing this leg. So the outside leg swings and you land on the front of your thigh.
Okay.
So you're going. So I'm here. This comes up. Walking, walking, walking. So this all stays extended. So it's actually quite a low trajectory that it's connected.
Yeah, you're turning your hips over.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to start there. We'll just roll from now and get quite steady. I just wanted to get warmed up with. Warmed up with something rather than just touch hands and go for
That's good.
an hour. Just see your body gets warm again.
Useful stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big thing has been that Ken Hutchins book, Renaissance of Exercise. He talks about the difference between exercise and recreation. And to him, everything, by his definition, that isn't doing a super slow squat, super slow resistance movement, or time static contraction, where you're getting a particular muscle group to just basically go to the point of failure, really. You don't have to go to failure, but really you should. But you're doing it in like perfect form. That's exercise. Everything else, cycling, walking, is recreation. Mm-hmm. You want to get better at it. It's a skill, ultimately. These are all skills. You can choose not to practice it as a skill, but it's kind of just, about your daily business. But this should be a skill practice and not a work done or any form of exercise. So just starting mount, we'll roll from there, but starting mount for me. Don't let me out. We're just free rolling.